And welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty bad news in the gaming industry right now, where one of the biggest gaming companies with one of the biggest games is actually going through a massive layoff, and it kind of seems like, well, a lot of big issues are now stemming from all this happening. Now, in case you guys are curious, we are going to be talking about one of the biggest games on the entire planet, known as Fortnite, and a lot of really bad, negative industry news. And like I said, people are getting laid off, people are losing money, and apparently, like, the game itself is in more of a rough spot than most folks are actually, well, expecting. So I'm going to give you guys all the details, dogs, and I want to hear your thoughts and comments down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch down below, and of course, keep to go and check out the quest down below. We have the brand new pre-orders working with Best Buy with all the links down below if you guys want to go and check it out, or even pre-order yourself, linked down below in the comment section and description. And of course, you also have all the various links. So let's go and dive on into the video itself. So if you missed it or don't know, Fortnite and Epic is basically one of the biggest games in the entire planet. Fortnite has had a very large stew of folks coming on in. Epic as well has also made a lot of money. A lot of folks are also pushing hardcore on the Epic games. But one big thing to note is that, well, apparently it's not going as well as a lot of folks are expecting. Now, Fortnite, first and foremost, because I always love knowing the revenue numbers at the start, Fortnite, at least based on Google, on the usage and revenue statistics, they say Fortnite generated $5.8 billion in 2021, surpassing a previous annual record of 5.4. Like, they've made a lot of really big money. Now, we don't necessarily know exactly how, like, truthful these are. 500 million registered users, 231 are active monthly users. They had a revenue of over $26 billion in total. $6 billion in revenue came from 2022. They have a bunch of concurrent viewers and people basically watching on Twitch. Just like some of these numbers are slightly dated, but as of September 2023. And as well, there's just a lot of folks that play. Like, the revenue has been great. Everything's gone very well. And the game itself is not necessarily dying, but we've definitely seen some bigger peaks, especially around pandemic time. And it seems like the numbers might be slowly but surely falling off at least a little bit. But one thing to note is that Epic Games, the North Carolina-based studio behind Fortnite and Unreal Engine, has suffered a significant round of layoffs, which is horrible to go and see. We've been slowly seeing big game companies, either like Microsoft or other various games too as well, getting affected by this. So the first reported by Bloomberg, Epic Games is laying off 830 employees, or around 16% of its workforce. Epic Games shared a memo CEO Tim Sweeney sent out in a staff on a new blog post, which actually went public. Separately, Epic is divesting music service platform Bandcamp and will spin off the most of Super Awesome, a kid-safe technology company. Both were acquired by Epic Games in 2022 and 2020, respectively. Around 250 people are leaving Epic through the diventures as well from Bandcamp and Super Awesome. Very interesting to note, too. There's like a lot of things I want to break down throughout this video, but high level, it's crazy to see that they got these acquisitions, because I even remember Bandcamp. If you guys do, leave a comment section in the comment section down below. But like, these are some like somewhat relatively known brands. I've never heard of Super Awesome, but I have heard of Bandcamp. But one big thing to note is that this is like them trying to go and save money. This kind of like shows that the actual company itself is not inherently in trouble, or like inherently like it's gonna have issues right this second, but they have been overspending, and they may not be spending and prioritizing their spending well. And this is kind of scary to see, because over let's say 1,000 people is rounding up. That's a lot of folks to be laid off. They said it was like 16% of the entire Epic community. And now, granted, there are and is sometimes bloatware in employees, things like Google or Apple or Microsoft. There's probably a lot of coders or managers or middle managers that aren't necessarily really needed per se, but it's still kind of bad. Like, this is rough to see for Fortnite. And some of the comments they said too as well kind of puts it as a little bit of a scariness for Fortnite, saying, "Hi everyone. As we shared earlier, we are laying off around 16% of Epic employees. We're divesting Bandcamp and spinning off most of Super Awesome." There's also a lot of rumors too as well that the actual makers of Fall Guys, I believe this maybe Pneumatic, but I could be wrong, also may have had huge layoffs. Now, the game itself may not be done, and the studio itself will probably still be there, but I think a lot of folks are stating that like a lot of folks are getting hit by that. Kind of how when Microsoft did a lot of their layoffs, they lost a lot of folks over in the Xbox division, because obviously, like, if it's a subsidiary company, it still kind of counts towards the overall big side. So for a while now, they say, we've been spending way more money than we earn, which is horrible. That's not good. Like, you guys just saw, Fortnite's making billions of dollars. And then you're investing in the next evolution of Epic and growing Fortnite as a metaverse-inspired ecosystem for creators. And that's kind of what them trying to go and say how they do it for, like, Roblox, where they want people to be playing Fortnite all the time. They want those big streamers and YouTubers making games for them to make a lot of money. They want people going and doing things. They want to go and have things created. But at the same time, like, they have to invest the money for it. They have to lose out on revenue. They have to maybe go and like actually have people coding and development stuff. It's crazy to see. So I've long been optimistic that we could power through this transition without layoffs. But in retrospect, I see that this was unrealistic. And this kind of shows that the game is maybe not fully in trouble. But it's in trouble enough that they have to go and worry about this. It's like, kind of like the, hey, we have to stop the full train ahead and we have to exist a little bit because things are going rough. Like, things are scary. We have to make sure we're going to be okay at the end of the day. So while Fortnite's starting to grow again, once again, you guys can even go look at some of the numbers. Some of these numbers have actually gone down. From like, you can look like I don't know, they have a little bit of a bump up, but 242 to 239 to 237 to 231. And these are not like necessarily the best numbers so far. I mean, it might go up a little bit because the month's not done yet. But like, you guys can kind of see, like, comparison to January, these numbers have kind of been slowly tapering down or downtrending down at least a little bit. So it's like worrisome. Like, people are worried that Fortnite's going to well be dying or losing its gusto, whatever it might be. So the growth is driven primarily by content creation, creator content with significant revenue sharing. So let's say they can have 250 million users in Fortnite. That's good. They're making all the money. But if it's 150 million people in Fortnite, but 100 million playing creator games, that's still good. Like, it's still like the company is still like kind of staying afloat, but that means that they're now cutting that revenue with 100 million people instead of getting it pure. Hope that makes sense. So saying this is a lower margin business than we had when Fortnite Battle Royale took off and began funding our expansion. So basically, it's still same player bases, but it's just the money's more split out. Success with the creator ecosystem is a great achievement, but it means a major structural change in our economics, mostly for them trying to state that they probably want to go and do other things over time. They might want to go and focus on, well, if they want to focus on the creator ecosystem, that does change what Fortnite really is. Like, they still have the BR, it's still important, but they want to change that at the end of the day. So Epic folks around the world have been making ongoing efforts to reduce cost, including moving to net zero hiring and cutting operating spend on things like marketing and events. So we still ended up far short of financial sustainability. We concluded that layoffs are the only way and that doing them now on this scale will stabilize our finances. So basically trying to go and say we want this to be done now before anything else happens. Like, if we can either go and try to hold out, but what if it gets worse? Like, what instead of having to go lay off 800 people, we have to do 2,000. And maybe cut off different types of like pay raises or hiring freezes, because I believe they are still hiring as of right now, but probably more fine-tuned positions that they need. We're also making some divestitures. I think I'm saying that right. So Bandcamp is joining Song Trader, a music marketplace company supporting artists. Super Awesome's advertising business will become an independent company under the Super Awesome brand, led by their current CEO, Kate O'Loughlin. Kids Web Services, KWS, the parent verification and content management tool set will remain part of Epic. Saying goodbye to people who have helped build Epic is a terrible experience for all. The consolation is that we're adequately funded to support laid off employees. We're offering a severance package, which is really nice. That includes 6 months base pay, and in the US, Canadian, Brazil, 6 months of Epic paid healthcare as well, which is very nice. We're offering to accelerate people's stock option vesting schedule through the end of 2024, and we're giving 2 additional years from today to exercise the options. In the United States, we're also offering to vest any unearned profit sharing from their 401k. We'll provide benefits including career transition services as well, and vice versa when they can. So there's just a lot of really good things. Like, they're trying their best to make sure that anyone who was working over at Epic, they might have a chance to still have 6 months of pay to find a new job. Like, that's great. Like, 6 months of basically having that on the side, fantastic. And then part 2 is trying to go and have all this other various stuff is like the 401k, like, and still trying to go get stock matches. That's really nice, because sometimes you might be 3 months away from getting your stocks vested. At least at this point, you get to have it like either way. Like, it is nice. It's a good gesture. Although it's scary, and they're going to lose their jobs, it's going to be stressful. I've seen more stressful situations out there. For those solo Epic, you'll hear more from senior leaders about the path forward for your team. Epic's prospects for the future are strong. We have an amazing game experiences across multiple platforms. We built the best engine in the world, and we'll be hosting Unreal Engine Fest next week to bring the community together and spotlight the things they are building with Unreal Engine and the UENFN. So creators that are making a living building for Fortnite ecosystem with time in third-party games are now exceedingly first party. So basically, we're cutting costs without breaking development of our core lines of business to basically making sure that the creator stuff and Fortnite stuff is still fine. But yeah, all around interesting to see. About 2/3 of the layouts were in teams outside of core development. Some of our products and initiatives will land on schedule, and some may not ship when planned because they are under-resourced for the time being, then to get like, more efficient and better folks. We're okay with the schedule trade-off if it means holding on to our ability to achieve our goals as well. So it does kind of seem like they want to keep pushing on Fortnite, but it is scary. Like, it seems like the Fortnite situation is getting a little bit more tighter. Gaming may not be having as many active players, and the revenues might also be going down over time. So I want to hear all your thoughts and comments down below. And of course, make sure you guys check out the nice little quest links down below for Best Buy for a little hashtag ad for that. And also the pre-orders. We have the Twitter and Twitch room, probably live up on Twitch too as well. And of course, I appreciate you all so much for watching here in the first place.